You on? Alright. Alrighty, Terrence Popp here with another episode from the Lair. And I got a bunch of really good questions and emails. I got some hate mail, and I love that shit, so.
I saw Can't Cut the Mustard, and you have no idea what you're talking about. Women can and should do everything a man can.
Well, do you see a lot of women in the NFL? In fact, you don't. Let's see, the Olympics, there's different groupings for men and women because they perform differently. And that's just logic. Google it yourself. You know, men have bigger muscles, more muscle fiber, bigger lungs, bigger hearts. They have much more volume they can move of blood through their bodies to maintain endurance. And I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to Can't Cut the Mustard because, I don't know, I marched in 3 wars. I've been training troops and soldiers since, I don't know, I was 22. I'm 48 now. So I'll pound some dry sand into a very wet place. Let's see. Okay, someone asked me if I could address stolen valor. This is a big deal to me. A lot of soldiers go through hell. They do a lot of shit, you know, take big risks to get medals and recognition. And for somebody just to buy that stuff and then put it on and walk around thinking they're the king shit when they really haven't done anything, they should be punished for that. Now, should they go to prison? No, that's a little extreme, but, you know, they should be fined. And, I don't know, maybe they might get a cross-eyed beatdown, but that's just me.
How do you get used to life when it generally sucks?
Okay, this one came from a dude. And I just want to put it out there that men don't get to do what they want to do. They do what they have to do. And that's just the way it is. We're not chicks. Chicks are all about that. I want to do this. And they're all about fun. The last time I spelled job, it wasn't F-U-N. So, you know, it is what it is. Sounds to me like you need to start looking for, I don't know, the lemonade from the lemons. Find something good in it. You know, life as you get older it starts to suck because there's aches and pains and illnesses and your friends are dying and what have you. Your kids are growing up and they're gonna soon be gone. I mean, I got it. But hey, we're here till we're here. So I suggest ride it into the beach and have a great time doing it. What is your favorite gonorrhea? What is it? No, fuck no.
Gonorrhea, no.
Number 4, we're doing it again. What is your favorite genre in films? Okay, I like sci-fi fantasy stuff. Love that. I also love a good revenge movie. Nothing beats Conan. Because for when I saw that when I was a child, I saw him pushing that wheel of pain. And then he was like the last one, and they let him go. I'm like, ooh. That dude's going to kill a whole lot of people. He's royally pissed. I love revenge movies. And another one I like... are underdog stories. You know, I always bet on the underdog. I spent many years as an underdog in high school. I understand it sucks, but sometimes, you know, you can pull it off. I love that. And I also love usually any movie that's based off of a true story. You know, true stuff rings a little bit, rings better for me when I go see it.
All right, number 5. What martial arts did you study, and which one was your favorite?
Well, I usually, I took Tang Sudo. I like that. It's too static though, too rigid. It's a hard martial art, so you plateau quickly. I boxed, kickboxed. I did that semi-professionally and professionally for a number of years. I was a good journeyman kickboxer. You know, what I'd really like to do now is, you know, maybe take some Wing Chun and maybe some Jiu-Jitsu and Aikido. They're a softer art. But you can, and I've noticed that in the softer arts, you maintain a whole lot of it later on in life, where the hard arts, pretty much when you get into your 40s and 50s and your body just can't do it anymore, you can no longer use martial arts. Somebody wants me to explain what a talk over a beer means for men. All right, now women, if they get invited to have a beer with a dude, women, make no mistake, you are being looked at as a potential, piece of ass. I mean, that's pretty much it. But a dude, They go to have a beer for bonding. Maybe his new guy comes into your work and like, hey, let's go get a beer. You shoot the shit, hey, it is what it is. You go have a beer to blow off steam. Maybe some crazy shit's going on at your work or in your family, and you want to bounce it off somebody just so it's not sitting in your mind festering. Have a beer to find answers to stuff. Maybe you don't know what's going on and you ask another guy's opinion to give you an answer of the bullshit that's going on, because we don't know it all. And he asks you for help. You can have a beer with a dude and say, hey man, I'm moving on the 11th. I don't have anybody to help me. Can you please come by and help me move? Yeah, that happens all the time over a beer. This for that, help me with this, I could do that. That's how men are. This is a big one here, and I use this a lot with some individuals I know. The information they're going to convey to you is too sensitive to send over the email or over the phone, and they want to do a face-to-face over a beer and tell you the deal. Or it could mean nothing, just have a beer. So, what are you going to do? How did you answer this abortion shit? I thought I addressed this already.
What is your take on abortion? Why do you think government should not pay for it?
Abortion, first of all, it didn't happen by mistake. Nobody's the Virgin Mary. In fact, I don't even think the Virgin Mary's the Virgin Mary. She's just a good liar. You know what you're doing. You get with a dude, do your deal. You know what the risks are. You decide to do it anyway, and boom, you pop hot for being pregnant. You're like, oh, it's too young. I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Well, no one's ever ready to have a kid. But it is what it is. You got one in the pipe, and, you don't want to carry it to term. You just want to terminate it so you can move on. Okay, I can understand that if it was like a tubular pregnancy, or, it was jacked up, like missing body parts and what have you. And now that they have that new Zika virus, they're going to see kids born with those little tiny heads. It would probably be better if those weren't carried to term. I'm just saying. You can hate me later, but I just call it as I see it. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of abortion. I have 2 kids of my own. One or 2 more probably wouldn't have killed me. But it is what it is. And who knows? I might have some running around out there I don't even know about.
Why are you wearing a wedding band?
Well, I don't have it on right now, but it is the Special Forces Blue Star Sapphire ring that I got when I walked for my beret back in 1992. And I lost it for a few years. Found it in a box, and I wear it. I like it. So it is what it is. I am not married, nor will I be married ever again.
What is my opinion on the huge amount of black women that are single?
To my eye, there just isn't a lot of them there that I actually like, I find attractive. I don't like their attitude. That snapping your finger in your face, the whole sideway movement when they're talking shit to you. That ain't cool. And not to mention that almost all of them are single mothers, since 70-some-odd% of them run single mother households. So, a lot of guys just aren't going to jump on the bandwagon when you got, 2 or 3 kids from 2 or 3 different dudes. It's not going to work out well for you. And also, there's a lot of black men out there that aren't messing with black women because they're done with them too. You can call me whatever you want, I don't care, but it is what it is. It's the truth. Where? Okay, somebody asked me, what are my thoughts on what the hell's going on in Spain? Okay, he sent me a couple links. I saw the documentary a couple years ago, and I hear it's only gotten worse thus far, where the feminists in Spain literally can accuse a guy of anything. He goes to jail, and then she gets a stipend for 11 months to relocate or whatever the hell it is. It's so stupid. It's not gonna work. For one, they're gonna run out of money eventually because women are gonna run it dry over there in Spain, and you're gonna get the same problem over there that you can have over here. And that's dudes are gonna be like, you know what? This whole shacking up and getting married with a woman thing, it's just too dangerous, and it is not worth it. Now, in the past, for many millennia, in the past, as far as we can go back, men have willingly marched into battle. They've gone out hunting. They did all of the crazy, powerful shit to make, the family unit work. Men will risk their lives to impress a woman. Now, in the Western world, how shitty do these women have to be that they're actually overriding 2,000 or 3,000 years of genetic programming in us dudes to, further the human race? I mean, you got to ask those questions. You know, fuck that. All right, somebody said they would never fight for corporation America. Okay, I got it. I understand. You know, you grew up, this is now the third generation of dudes growing up without fathers. And, you know, if some shit went down, you would not volunteer and you would hide or whatever you're going to do. I got it. You know, it is what it is. Especially the way the world is now, the way it shits on men. I really don't blame you for this attitude. I don't. But, you know, I've seen the plans. And if it gets bad enough and you're young enough, you're going to fight. And they'll make you. All right, you can say, well, I'll never do that. Well, they'll throw you in prison for 5 years, and you'll be a convicted felon, and then you can't get in contracts or jobs for the government. And since the government is one of the main employers, that pretty much, you know, puts a knife in your back.
Why don't I use the N-word? I already poke fun and attack them. Might as well just go all in.
All right, first of all, I do make fun of things because, you know, I do comedy and there's a lot of craziness that goes on there. I don't use the N-word because, you know, that's a direct link back to the 1800s when they were slaves. I'm not really a big fan of that. Okay, but I do use the word black trash, okay? If they're colored people and they're in a neighborhood and they're acting like fools, black trash. It's just like white trash do the same goddamn thing. And rednecks, oh, and I forgot, when you come to New York, there's red trash. It's a whole other level, man. Up here in upstate New York, crazy. So I know I make funs about, you know, did it just get dark in here? You know, keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with Jamal, whatever. But, you know, fuck it. I'm not going to use the N-word, and I'm not really that prejudiced. Everyone has a little bit in them. I was born in 68, but I consciously try not to act upon it.
Okay, do you think that women who finger the wrong man as the father of their children should be punished?
Fuck yeah.
It's called fraud. Say you start a number scheme and you run it's a pyramid scheme and you take all the money from the people below you. That is fraud. All right, so if you trick another guy to thinking he's the father of the child, all right, that is fraud. And you're basically ruining that man for the rest of his life. And if he ever finds out, you know, he's probably going to jettison from the whole thing, and you're going to be stuck with a kid that you don't know who the father is, even though you probably make him pay child support, because in most of the states, you know, you can get away with this. If you can trick him for 3 years, then he's on the hook forever, which is bullshit. And a caveat to that too, do I think women who make false rape allegations, I think they should go to prison. Okay, there was bullshit that went down with the lacrosse team. You know, people lost their jobs. You know, reputations were ruined. They're still fighting that shit in court. You know, and that's just raising the tuition for everyone else. Because college, they're not going to pay that shit. They're going to raise tuition so they can pay it, and it punishes everyone behind them. All right, and then you have the other one that went down that Rolling Stone wrote it about that frat house that this massive rape supposedly took place in. You know, there were people getting threatened with their lives. Okay, people were like actually threatening the guys of this fraternity that they were going to kill them. So this woman blatantly lies, and hypothetically, let's say somebody did kill one of the people that was in that frat house. She should be fucking punished. Listen, if you're committing a crime and in the process of committing the crime somebody dies, guess what? That's a felony. Boom. Minimum of manslaughter at least. And I'm getting sick and tired of this fucking bullshit double standards for punishment between men and women. Like, women will do 1/3 the time that a man will do for the exact same crime. Right? Women rape boys, and then later on, you know, when they find out they're pregnant, they go after the boy when he's 18 to pay child support. What kind of shit is that? That's fucking absolutely insane. All right, well, I've gone through my questions for the day. Hopefully this sets some stuff straight. And feel free to send me other questions in email or comments below. All right, I'm working on another poem. I'll probably have it ready next time. We'll see. Talk to you later. Out.